of these enemies. And one of those things is a scroll that increases your movement speed. So naturally, when you're speedrunning, that's going to be something you want. And as you can see, you get going pretty fast. That's because they stack. And every time you collect one, it also refreshes the timer. Oh, looks like our timer isn't running. That's okay. I don't mean to blow your minds, but the timer is kind of just there for show. It's not a record run. Yeah, no. So like, look at how fast he's moving here with these speed scrolls. The idea behind the speed run is to do things as close as you can to this preset pattern that people have figured out. And if you're lucky, if you kill the enemies at the right time,
I didn't get a scroll there, but I can work with that.
There it is. So there's the first missed manipulation.
That's the hardest one in the run, by a long shot.
Yeah.
I don't quite know how to get that one to come up every time. It's going to cost some time in this area, but I can deal with it. I hit the rest of them, at least.
Yeah, you can only really count on it going so far.
Okay, have to do... Nope, not like that. You have to do some pause jumping to get up here now.
Yep, pause jumping is fun. You just pause in midair, and then pause again, and then I think that lets you just jump straight out of a jump.
Okay, so you don't get to see you don't get to see Super Speed Scroll 4 yet. You'll get to see that hopefully later. But Scroll Speed 4 is way, way faster than what I was just going. It's actually like 50% faster. You're moving at 6 pixels per frame when that's up.
Yeah, it's getting... Basically, I think you're going faster than Super Turrican, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's damn crazy.
It's really hard to control, too. You're going to see lots of bumping and rubbing up against walls just because you're going so fast. There's no way you can humanly...
I am so
steer
not used to this slow speed.
This character around.
I'm used to being so fast right here. It's actually throwing me off. Okay, at least he was nice and in the right spot.
So I don't know the names of the items very well.
I just bought the Matic. That allows me to break breakable blocks with this character. Paid a pretty hefty price for it, but it was determined this is actually just the fast... Get on the ladder, please. This just ended up being the faster way to do it, even with that major price increase.
So each character has a couple of different items that they can use. You're playing as an entire family, actually. At the start of the game, Dragon Dark chose the elf, the sister.
Yeah.
She probably has a name also.
Lil.
Lil. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, you choose which family member you're going to be, and then you go down into this dungeon. I believe Lil is going to be pulling more than her share of the weight.
Very much
as well
so.
as the mother. Yeah, her jumps as well as pause jumping let her get to some places that other family members are supposed to go. The game's kind of divided into 4 quadrants, and 4 different family members are kind of meant to go to these 4 quadrants and get a crown. Basically, you fight a boss, get a crown, and then you get all 4 crowns. That lets you get the sword, which you need to beat the dragon to beat the game. And of course, the sword is only wielded by a 5th character, and that's pretty much. Yeah, he's like, nice work, guys. And then it takes like 5 minutes after he gets the sword that it's just the game's over. Yeah.
I didn't miss that jump at all yesterday. I missed it twice today.
That's
almost never miss this one. It's like a very tight jump, though. It's only a few frames at most. So to give an idea of how much missing that one scroll manipulation cost, we're looking at about 2.5 to 3 minutes.
Yeah. It's the difference between going insanely fast for an even longer period of time versus this relatively normal, not insane walking speed.
Oh wait, no, I messed up that. It's only about a minute and a half. My bad. I forgot to hit a split.
Still though, for
yeah,
what you missed one like super precise frame-ish trick, and you lose a minute and a half.
Yeah.
So that's why speedrunning this game kind of sucks.
So you see me selecting the grandfather over there, and it brings up a password screen. I don't actually care about the password, but opening that menu and closing it resets the RNG to a fixed state, so I can continue to manipulate scrolls pretty much for the most of the run, at least near the beginning of the sections. Alright, more manipulation. This one's easier to hit than the first one.
I'm sure everyone loved when that was found. It was like, oh man, now I have to do this manipulation at the start of every speedrun, and then someone's like, oh, actually, you have to do it throughout the entire speedrun now, because here's this trick to control the RNG.
Okay, scroll will be over here, that's fine.
That's true. There are sort of like variations that in certain spots, right?
Okay, this is
Like if you
here.
don't get the scroll here, it's going to be there. I'll let you focus because you're going so fast right now.
Okay, got the scroll.
Nice.
Now I just have to not die in Pochi's area.
Not dying while you're going that fast is pretty hard. This is a super, super, super hard game casually, for sure. Very puzzly. So many secrets. Every screen has secrets. Invisible blocks and disappearing. There's a pretty good example of some blocks. You're just supposed to bump up and try everything on every block. And it's really satisfying when you finally find something. But it can also be super frustrating. I believe the Mexican runner, famous NES completionist, is trying to beat every NES game. So he's pretty darn good at them. And I think his time for Legacy of the Wizard was 17 hours, something like that. Definitely one of the longer ones.
Oh, come on. Okay. Really scared about falling there. Those chests do 100 damage. They are the reason why this area is supposed to be done with Pochi, because Pochi takes no damage from normal enemies. But I get by it with the elixir, but if I miss that second jump, I die. There's no way to avoid it. There we go.
So these bosses are pretty silly. You just get up right next to them and mash like crazy. Are you using the double attack thing?
I don't have it equipped right now because I pick it up in Pochi's area. I'm going to have it for the next area.
Right.
So we're going to pick
I
the
think
daughter
there's some
again.
bosses. Yep.
It's going to be her third area. Unfortunately, if you are fans of Pochi or the father, sorry, they're not included in the speedrun anymore.
No, they're too slow.
They used to be at one point, but rerouting has just taken them out.
There's a cool tool-assisted run that sticks with the father specifically because someone was like, "This is a cool character. The block moving mechanic that he has is really cool," and it'd be a shame if he was never seen in a speedrun again.
So far, so good here.
Onto this next screen with the scroll.
Alright, now you're going to get to see
again.
scroll speed 4.
Yeah, here we go.
This is 6 pixels per frame.
Alright.
This is borderline uncontrollable, by the way.
It's almost too fast. Almost. There's enough straightaways where it's beneficial, but controlling it, you lose time controlling this thing to the point that it's possible. In certain areas, it's actually too fast.
Might be able to make this next jump before I run out. Okay, good, got in there. Please wear off, scroll. I can't use you in here. There we go. I'm not familiar with this section with scroll speed.
Yeah, there's no visible timer for the scroll, and because you're going so fast, you're bumping into walls and stuff, and the amount of time it takes you to get through an area is rarely consistent down to the second. So if you get through pretty cleanly in a section, you'll find out the scroll hasn't run out yet, and you don't really get to know exactly when it's going to run out until it happens. So it can be a little, I guess not scary, but it can be off-putting.
Unusual, I think is the word I'd use. I'm gonna do a little bit of farming for safety here. Grab some extra... Oh, well, now it's giving me life, so that's not gonna work anymore. Switch to that. Just split it. Wait, that's not how I do that. There we go. Need to use this in, because I have to equip that magic bottle I picked up earlier for a section right after this. Magic bottle gives me a full magic refill when I run out of magic. I'm gonna need it for the very next room after this. If I can get out of this pit. There we go. The scroll I picked up is not going to give me that much use, just because of the nature of this next room. There are 13 columns of these 9 blocks, and every one of them takes 1 magic, and I only have 99 magic, so I need at least 1 refill to be able to even finish the room. And the scroll's gonna get mostly used up, because I could just jump up the ladder anyway. So the time difference isn't all that much. See, the scroll's already worn off. It barely makes a difference here. Fortunately, I have enough gold for my other safety strat after this. Yeah, this is the point where I'm going to start employing a few safety strats, because the bosses do become very dangerous at this point. The next boss does 20 damage with his shots, 30 damage if I touch him. So I grab a little bit of extra money so I can stay an extra in before fighting him, just to make sure my life and magic are where I want them to be.
That's right. I remembered that the bosses could be tricky. It was like a kill or be killed situation, like a DPS race, basically. You have to try to just kill it before it kills you, and that's all there is to it.
Pretty much.
Through that blocker room, that's even slower, I think, if you're the father, because it takes longer to move those blocks.
It's slightly faster because you don't need the magic refill, though.
Right.
That's the only difference.
But yeah, anyone who's played this game probably remembers that room.
Lucky scroll.
Hey!
Another lucky scroll. That's rare.
And those stack too, so this is a really big difference here.
Yeah, I'm moving at 3 pixels per frame right now with 2 scrolls. There's my safety in. Try not to take too much damage on the way to the boss. As I get hit multiple times. Need to pick this up for later. Oh, pff, it wears off right when I didn't think it was going to. That's fine though. Yeah, a little lower on life than I want to be.
That's the thing about the random scroll drops, is then you have really no idea when it's going to wear off.
Alright, boss is down. He's really dangerous because he moves in a really awkward pattern and his bullets move at about Mach 10. So you have to be shooting the whole time because he'll hit you. I mean, I've had him hit me almost immediately after I entered the arena. He's still not quite as dangerous as the next boss, though. But, unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to the daughter. Her usefulness has been outlived. The mother's gonna come in and show her what's what.
Yep, as awesome as she is, she can't fly. So
She can't fly.
for the flying character.
She can't use the key wand. She can't finish the mother's area, so we gotta bring the mother out to do this. Okay, so far so good.
All right, do you guys hear me?
Yes. Oh shit, I went too soon,
Excellent.
I think. This might still work. Find out. Wow, I didn't know you didn't have to wait for those guys to be killed. Alright, I just learned something new and can probably save about a second on the run.
Nice.
I thought you had to wait for that block to kill the 3 guys. That is really good to know.
I don't think we mentioned that you can walk on spikes just by holding up.
Yeah, that's kind of a... Wow, I got
Yeah.
good distance out of that scroll. Made it clear to the screen transition. I just need one more gold pickup, and I'll be good for the rest of the run, too.
Don't try the spike technique at home, though.
Yeah, that's how those performers do it, actually. The bed and nails trick. They hold up.
Alright, set on gold for the rest of the game now. So all I need out of drops are just going to be scrolls at this point. That ring would have been nice, but not terribly necessary. I'm going to try and conserve a little bit of magic here for a little bit. Ring. Okay. Rings make you invincible for 10 seconds, but overall they're not all that useful since I know where I'm going to be taking damage most of the time.
Just walk right through those spikes.
Ceiling spikes actually don't even exist, they're just background images.
Yeah.
They make you think that they're real. Since my magic's so low, I actually can't get any drop but magic at this point. If you're below 20 life, they'll always give you life drops. Below 30 magic, they always give you magic, and below 2 keys, they'll always give you keys. Priority is life, then magic, then keys. Also, that enemy in front of the inn cannot be damaged unless you take damage from it first. Does, like, I think it's 5 damage for that one. But there's some later that do a full 10 damage. Or
So if you got there with less than 10, you can't refill your health until you lose your health and die.
Yeah. There's actually some... if you do the game the intended way and get these spring shoes, if you get them in the mother's area a bit farther in than I am right now, you have to walk through some that do about 20 to 30 damage, and you can't even, like, they don't exist until you touch them.
That's fun.
There's like 80 points worth of damage down that entire corridor, and there's like, I mean, you'll see it when I get into the room. I can point it out. There's like 60 locked doors you have to pass through.
This is such a weird game. It's like they had so much space to work with. They ran out of puzzles and design, and they just started throwing things against the wall to see what stuck.
It's like, hey, the mother's got a key wand, right? Let's make her use it for this item. All the way down.
And for reference, these the tick marks at the top of the screen, the red ones count for 10 and the blue ones count for 1. So when he says 100 health, that's 10. I think that's all the ticks, right? Of the bars at the top.
Yeah,
I think you get 10
Yeah, 100 is
Oh,
every...
10
you start
plus
with
9
99
over.
base. Yeah, so this is the room where
Right.
the spring shoes are. They're all the way on the left side. Look at that row of key doors above me. It goes farther than that, too.
Is it really 60?
I never actually counted it. I just know it's a lot.
It's looking. I'm seeing at least 30 here.
Is that one of the ones you can cut to the end of, or not?
No. That one you have to open every one of them to get the chest at the end.
Yeah, there's another place where there's a whole row of doors like that, but you can just go in and there's like a false ceiling, and you can just come at it like 3 doors from the end or something,
Yeah, that's
and another spot.
where we used to get the crystal.
Right.
That's probably not 60. I never counted it, and it always feels like that when I actually try to go down there.
Right, but each of the characters needs some sort of sequence enforcing item, so, the key wand is one of them. So that's why the excessive amount of doors, because they wanted to really make sure that you didn't go here without the key rod, but you could technically just keep farming stuff and eventually get it. Eventually
Yeah.
get there, I don't know.
Theoretically.
It would be really tedious, but you could. Because you can only the enemies are only going to drop keys if you have less than 2. They're only going to be guaranteed to drop keys, so you have to keep killing an enemy, waiting for it to respawn, then get another key, then open the next door,
Check
then
over to the
wait for it to
doors.
respawn. Yeah.
Yeah. That's not the item I wanted to grab. Crap. Let's do that again. Grab the correct items. I went over and grabbed the crystal when I meant to grab the elixir. So another
When
safety
done
strat
right,
here.
there's a... Go
Another,
ahead.
another safety strat. I usually would keep the wings, but instead I'm going to grab the elixir so I can be a little more safe against this next boss, because he does 40 damage a hit. But the strat I use, he can kill me after he dies very easily. So I just grab the elixir, that way I can just equip that after I kill him, and it's pretty much okay.
That's right. I forgot that you can die after you kill the boss. The tie does not go to the runner.
They're
Yes, right,
remaking
the
this
boss.
game, but instead of in, it says Airbnb.
It's on Kickstarter now. Apparently there's an MSX version of this game. It's the original. I had no idea.
Okay, didn't need the elixir, that's good.
Nice.
It's really easy for him to kill you on the way down, because his sprite's passing right through yours, and he spawns bullets as he's dying.
Yeah, they didn't bother to stop that.
I've lost a number of runs to that. Alright, so now we're gonna pick up this. We're gonna take the son, who's just gonna go in and claim credit for everything everyone else has done. Act like some sort of a hero. He has, no use outside of he's the only one who can equip the crowns and the Dragon Slayer. So you have to use him to finish the game. Good. So we gotta bring the son up into the daughter's area, because that's where the Dragon Slayer is located, and that's where all these teleporters are located. Those pictures of, a princess, or whatever it's supposed to be, those are where you use the crowns. But we're gonna sequence break most of that and just pause jump our way up this pillar here. Normally it's a pretty long, convoluted process that's, takes you pretty far out of the way and has some kind of weird ways you have to actually get to the next picture. But this is just way easier, way faster. Okay, jump poison, I don't want that. Alright, so that crystal I picked up at the beginning of the game is used there, so I don't have to walk all the way out of the dungeon. And I'm going to make one more safety strat here. I'm actually going to go back to the house to equip the Dragon Slayer, rather than just stay at an inn, which I would, like I normally would. Just because whenever you visit the house, it counts as a checkpoint. If I happen to die, it respawns me at that point. With whatever progress I had when I last hit the house. So I'd just rather not have to go get the Dragon Slayer a second time if I screw up the final boss. Because, spoilers, the final boss is another mash fest. I can at least hit one more manipulation while I'm at it. Would really help if I had the Dragon Slayer equipped. Alright, here we go. Oh, getting out of there. Okay, I'll take this the slow way just to make sure I finish. And that is time. That went way better than I was expecting.
25:36. Pretty good. What kind of times were you getting in your practice runs?
That was about the best with all. That was about what I was getting with my safety strats. So that was. I only missed one scroll out of all the manipulations, so I'm actually really happy with that.
Yeah, that seemed really good.
I was the one practice run I did just before, like maybe an hour ago or something. I missed like the manipulation on the first one like 3 times, and then I died in Pochi's area, missed the manipulation, forgot to equip items. It was just a train wreck. So I'm glad this one actually went well.
Yeah. Alright, well, up next we got Mythical doing Kabuki Quantum Fighter. He's getting set up right now.
Oh man, that's some hype stuff right there.
Sure is. Do you plan to work on improving, Dragon Dark, do you plan to work on improving your record in Legacy of the Wizard, or is it just a game you pick up for the marathon again?
I'll eventually come back to it. I really want to look into full game manipulation, but that's going to be a massive undertaking, so I need to make sure I've got the time and resources available for that. I do want to try and get it fully manipulated and actually get a run with it. I just know it's going to be really, really difficult to maintain that.
Alright, let's see how quickly. Go ahead.
You still have my my stream up. Everyone can see the names of all the enemies in the game.
Oh yes, very, very important stuff. There's a few of them.
There's one
like
in particular.
Memes. It's not memes. It's even better than that. There it is.
The fail snail.
The fail snail. And now we get to thank Dr. Key personally.
Oh yes, Dr. Key, Ganchan. There's a bunch of good programmers for this game. Dr. Key's in it twice too. There's one guy on this crew that I think is just went above and beyond the call of duty. If it ever gets to where his name is. Well, music should get a shout out too, because this music's actually really good.
Yeah, this game does have really good music. Agreed.
There he is, right there, Shachow, in charge of produce.
Produce, there you go. Shachow? Okay, sure.
He's the one who runs out and gets the salads for everybody at lunch. It's like you know the produce section better than we do. You're gonna go out and get those. We need to be fed while we program this game. Come on, man.
You need to eat well when you're programming 100